Hello everyone, in this video we'll learn how to build this robotic arm that I ordered from banggood.com and we can have fun with it. Have fun with it. Ooh. To the ramp. Drop it. Yes. Hi, this is Chen, the design maker. In my channel, I'm focusing on making robotic and electronic projects. So if you like those things, hit the subscribe button. The first step is a base plate, and you will need all these long countersunk screws and the nuts come with it. One thing you have to make sure is the layout. So you can see the holes are not symmetrical, so you have to make sure this side is on the top rather than the other way. So one thing, and we can just put the screws here and put the nuts on it. You don't have to tighten these nuts at this time because it will be needed for the next steps. Alright, that looks good. For the second part, we're gonna need a servo, two of these X nuts, and this plate, and also this tiny piece. So the goal is to hold the servo like this, and also another piece holding like that, so it clamps all these two wings for the servo. But actually, you can notice this and this are not perfectly aligned. I can use a ruler to show you. So you can see they are actually not aligned, and it's the same case on the same piece over here. So that you have to match the hole here, either by flipping it or turn it. But based on the instruction, the gear part on the servo should face to this thicker part, so it would be like this. And the instruction wasn't clear which orientation for this piece, but because of this little notch is obviously used for this cable, or it wouldn't just fit this way because the cable is in the way. So we can do this and make sure you align the holes, make sure that the notch is facing where the cables are. Now I can flip again, make sure the two holes are in the same orientation. So now we can put them together, and let's feed the cable first. It's a little tricky to fit the cable here, but just have to be careful. Yeah, okay, got it. Now put it here. So the holes are aligned, as you can see. Now we need to put the nuts on. With the Allen wrench, it comes with this kit. You don't want to tighten too much. You see it's old, and also looks like a crack over here, so that's too tight. You don't want to do that. Just make sure it's balanced on both sides, and make sure the servo is pretty stable. Now we need to put these two pieces together. The servo should be centered like this, and the servo, the bigger part of the servo facing this way. So also it's pretty tricky installing this piece because you can see here this is not perfectly aligned. It's two dots. So that means there will be one screw to match this screw. So okay. And basically that tells us it should be facing this way, so the four screws are gonna match, and that means we just made a mistake here, that this size matters. We have to flip the servo assembly here. The thing is, there are so many details in the design that to keep you away from making mistakes, but nothing is pointed out on the instruction. So basically, you have to learn by doing it, making mistakes. Now let's see. Let me try this correct. Okay, this way. You can see this one is a little different than everything else. Okay, let's match. So now we'll just have to do this. And of course, this little piece is not fitting that 2 holes. So that means we have to flip that as well. Okay, now this should be good. I realize I probably used 2 different screws, but yeah, might have to come back to it later. Now we can put them together, and the way to do it is just screw this onto this base plate, and you don't really need any knot or anything. It's just make sure they're all level, and make sure the top of the screw head is flush with the top plate. Okay, and since we kept all these nuts loose in the beginning, so now it's time to tighten them, fix them with the base plate, and the wrench that comes with it is pretty handy. Alright, that's good enough. The next step involves this part, and also a servo arm, and the screws from the servo attachment bag. So you have to look at the orientation and make sure this side is facing on the right. This is where the arm is fitting to. And then you're going to need these 2 tiny screws to go in there. The slot is a little small, so it's pretty tricky to put it on, but you just have to do a little force. Now with the arm installed, let's put it on the base. So you need to make sure this little piece standing out, facing to the back of the arm. So like that, and the arm is horizontal. And you can turn both directions like a little more than 90 degrees. And once we've done that, we can put the little screw coming with this servo back in. The next piece we made is the right side of the arm, so this whole assembly goes onto here, just like that. You can see here's another piece with holding the servo, just like we did over here. The long arm with its 2 holes and 2 square cutout are gonna fit here, and you need to put the arm on there too. The last piece is this short arm that's waiting here. And the angle is kind of tricky, but after some test, here is what I think that would work. So you can see how much angle it rotates. You can put a screw on and fix it. Maybe you have to change it later, but we'll have to disassemble it to do everything. So here is the left piece of the arm. I made a mistake earlier that I installed the servo in the wrong direction. I had the gear head to the middle of the part, but it should be to the front. So be aware, you can still see that mistake in following videos, but yeah, during this step you want to make it correct. And here is the angle that goes about for the servo arms, and it's a short arm piece with a longer arm here with set nut here. Also, you noticed this cutout is meant for the servo wire, so that you can pass it through, and notice this is facing the back, so it's always going this direction. This applies to the right side of the arm as well. The next piece is the middle section of the arm, so you can see it is consistent of this shape part in the little arm, and also you can use one of this nylon fixed nut. Don't over tie it, but just to make sure it's fixed, but also movable. So you don't want it too tight, that would be too tight. You want it to be smooth. Okay, good. And the next is the fun part. Basically, the middle section goes here, and you can see there are two cutout here. So also you can see here matches the profile of the cutout right here. So you can sit it right on here. You can put this piece back here. This little dot gonna match the profile here, so that both of them goes up. So on the right side, like that. And now we can put this front side in here, and then lastly, the left side. Alright, so we got 4 walls now, and all the profiles matches. The last thing we need to do is to use the screws to fix it. So the way you do it is, see that little slot, that's where you put the nuts in, and you screw it in like that. So that's a typical way to hold laser cutted pieces. So we'll just use a finger like that, putting the nut in, and just screw it. The next step is putting this piece here, and there was a longer screw and lock nut. Just screw them like that. Here. Still make sure it's not too tight. Make sure it moves around alright. So the next piece is this. We can use a shorter nut because this hole is bigger, so it won't screw around. But this hole over here is much smaller, so that you don't need any nuts. And then we'll connect these 2 dots over here. Just like this. So when this servo moves around, you can see it's going upside down like that. The next piece is this one. That's actually bridges the 2 arms here. Also watch for the standout and also the cutout profiles. So there's only one way it can go. So when this arm moves, it goes up and down, and this one moves backward and forward, like that. Use a finger behind the nut. Alright. So this piece goes here, and another piece goes here. So basically, we need to connect these 2 pieces first. Notice that this bigger circle here gonna match here, and we're gonna sandwich this piece in between like that. So these 2 pieces are gonna be parallel to each other, and we're gonna connect to the claw. The last piece here is this simple arm that goes here, and we can connect this piece just by fitting it in like that, and also here. So the first step is to fitting the servo into this piece, and this will screw on this part, and I believe it goes to this direction. Notice there are some cutout over here, and that's 2 pieces we have to fit in, and these 2 pieces. On one side we have the big hole in this. I'll show you this. The side matters, so make sure you have the right side. And this piece needs to go in between here. So there's a hole on it. Actually, that's gonna be used later. This piece, gonna need to put this in, and it fits like that. And lastly, you can put it together like this. Basically, you sandwich those two pieces on the side, so it provides two holes, and make sure you flip the right side. Okay, put these two tooths or fingers, and we'll have to use two long screws, and use this piece to hold both of them. And you can tell that this hole is a little bigger than this one because you have to screw this onto this piece so it's fixed. And this one is loose, and that's fine. And you can see it's opening and closing like this, and make sure it's symmetrical. And this, we're gonna put this piece on here. This hole is also for the screw, so put it on. And also notice there's another hole here, and we're gonna use a tiny screw to fix it. So when this big gear turns, it drives the arm with it. So when this gear moves, it drives this one as well. I think this screw it's too long, that stop interfered with this gear, so we might need to put a smaller one here. But this one is not long enough, so I guess we can keep it hanging like that. Then the next piece is here. We're gonna put this servo arm and this piece together, so it fits here and drives this gear. And we'll use one of the tiny screw for the servos. Oh, too much force is not good. I guess it's fine as long as it's holding it alright. And we'll have to put these two pieces together as well. So when the servo moves, it closes it, and when it moves the other way, it turns it on. Then now we'll put the screw here, so the servo is fixed in position. Alright, the last step is to put them all together. And here you see this little piece here gonna go on there, and there are two holes inside here which are gonna be used for these connections. So let's see how well it fits. I think this will be too long for it. Yeah, these gears are definitely too long. Because we need to count better for our screws and take some out from somewhere else and replace them over here. Okay, so there we go. So it's a little unbalanced because there's nothing here. The Arduino board and battery pack could come here, so it could provide better balance. And yeah, next piece we'll work on those and make the electronic boards. Here is Arduino, and also a board that you have to solder all these pieces on. We'll do that next time. So I want to mention a couple updates after playing with it. One thing is this arm here is not straight, so it's a little tilted. So the way to fix it is adding this little rounded piece here that basically come with the kit as a spacer, so I can use the longer screw to keep it straight up. Also, I applied another spacer over here since the screw was too long that would get in the way of the gears. So as here, when it opens, the screw gonna hit that, and if you just leave it hanging, it's gonna be very unstable. So I had another spacer here. We were having some problem over the screws to the jaw that the screws come with the kit, either it's too short or too long, and keep it wobbling. So I did a couple more washer here. And thanks for watching, and if you're interested in this stuff, please subscribe, and see you next time. Subscribe that button. Subscribe that button. Okay. Hit that subscribe button.